truth is very bitter. Wahrheit ist immer bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter zu schlucken, zu konfrontieren. How many of us realize, even after making 50 years of false praxis, I have been doing wrong? Very few. Even if they know, they don't want to accept it. Hanuman did it. After a few years of his praxis, a special son of God, a special being, a special soul, having given with his own hands certain things to apply, given something to suppress a discharge, given something to stop a fever, he looked back what he did. That was the only difference. He always looked back what he did. This we don't know nowadays. And we don't do it nowadays. Mein Arbeit habe ich gemacht, das gehört nicht zu mir. Gehen du zu den nächsten Spezialist. Ping pong, ping pong. That is the biggest mistake we have. He came to the conclusion, body subjected to heavy substance, heavy material doses of medicines suppresses. It does not reach the cause. Then he thought, where the hell lies the cause? Bacterium, allergen, cosmetics. We are weak. Ich bin schwach. Ich bestätige mein Schwäche durch Symptome. Wenn ich so viel weiß, aber dann wer bin ich? Kann ich mich bestätigen, definieren, zeigen? Aha, ich bin so. Ich bin hier. Ach, wunderbar. A robot programmed forgets his identity and challenges the creator. This has gone very modern, no? I am the king and I am the boss. But who am I? This I, the word I, is a challenge to the whole medicine world. If anybody can describe me, what does this mean? They will play with my Galle, with my Leber, with my Lungen, meine Nerven, meine circulatory system, meine Herz, Klappe, Niere. Wo bin ich? Herr Doktor, ich bin immer noch nicht zufrieden. Alles läuft gut. Ihre Maschinen zeigen auf. Ich bin wahnsinnig, fantastisch gesund. Aber ich gehe weg. Das Ich is spirit. I, with my body, manifest myself as an identity called Mohinder, called Carola, called Beat, called Margaret, called Jürg, called Marty, und so weiter. But can this damn stinking body be an identity by itself? Then what is the wrong when I die? It stinks without me. Only about 5 hours back, I was the most handsome man. I was the Sophia Loren and the Elizabeth Taylor. And now it stinks overall. Schnell nach Friedhof. Ich bin weg. To understand through homeopathy this chapter, like a father teaching you in the Kirche, or you going to a religious sitting, it's very easy through homeopathy. That's why it is a modern, it is a spiritual medicine. It's a medicine which helps us to know the actual qualities of this ish, the human. Was machen wir, wenn wir sagen, wir isolieren einen Typ von den anderen? Wir erinnern die Wirkung von Liebe Gott. Noch ein Typ, noch ein Form, noch eine Figur, noch ein bestimmter Charakter. Wow! Nicht nur, Doktor, habe ich Durchfall. Nehmen Sie Hammer, pom, unten ein Block. Durchfall weg. Jetzt gibt es Herzklopfen. Gegen Natur, gegen diesen Ich. Wenn wir es schaffen, wir machen das Mensch kaputt, Körper wird schwerer mit Problemen. Hahnemann sagt, you know about Sie wissen von dem Prozess, wie er gefunden hat, wegen dieser Potenzierung, zufällig. Nachher schreibt er, beobachtet er, was ist losgegangen? Warum ist eine Substanz, das ich verdünnt habe im Wasser, ist er stärker geworden? Verdünnung ist nicht stärker. Verdünnt bedeutet diluted. Oder nicht? Aber verdünnt ist stärker. Kraft im Minim. Sogar power in the invisible. What you don't see is realistic. What you see is fragile. It is what the Father says at the Friedhof, earth to earth, water to water, dust to dust. That is the definition. Jesus also said it. This part does not belong to any medicine. It belongs to realization of nature's work. When we deal as mechanics of the human machines and their feelings, we need to know the sensitivity of the human machine. Where lies the sensitivity of the human machine? In the soul. It is not the infection which is to be treated. It is the reaction of the individual to the infection which is to be observed. Then, what does it mean? Was bedeutet? Diese durchsichtig Lebenskraft, die Aura. Jetzt können wir fotografieren. Jetzt können wir die Aura sehen durch Brilliant-Fotografie. Jetzt ist es viel leichter geworden. Aber trotzdem, die Mafia kommt es nicht, lässt es nicht weiter vorne kommen. Es blockiert immer noch. Wie lange aber? Wie lange? Nicht lange. Sie haben Angst, Panik zu akzeptieren. Es existiert, ob es auch nachher. Und vorher sowieso. It is not a religious discourse, and I don't want to touch the religious subject of reincarnation or whatever. That doesn't belong to me. But the thing is, how can we be here today if we did not have parents, for instance? How can there be anything without a beginning? The bodies go away. Do these bodies grow up again like seeds, bloomen, calendula saman? We can put again seeds in the earth. Do the mohinders grow again? It is that feeling, that intelligence, that part of Mother Nature, that light, that sensitivity, that feeling, that sense to feel, to realize, which comes right from there. We can produce babies in the tubes. We can produce them. We have found the technique. But can we give that sensitivity to the sperm and the ovum? The intelligence to reproduce? Can we give the impulse to beat the pulse? No. It belongs to the invisible. We have to look up. Es gibt jemand stärker als ich, weil wir sind alle ein Teil von diesem durchsichtig. Hahnemann war sicher erleuchtet. Er war nicht ein normaler Mensch. He had more visions than we think. Not hallucinations, visions. And those visions were not the visions of a healer nowadays. Oh, I send you to America, your son will be healed. He was a man beyond age and limits and times. Look at this man's work of Sora, syphilis, psychosis. Read these miasms. How much of practice of medicine subjects he covers. How many diseases he groups under Sora. So what a mastery in the study of diseases. And their inheritance, from where they come, how they begin. That is the history of medicine. Life force is dynamic, is vibrant. Es braucht kein Chef, nur ein Chef ist genug. In diesen Form braucht niemand oben. Es kontrolliert uns. Gedanken spielen eine große Rolle. Was für Gedanken und was für Schwierigkeiten. Krank bin ich nicht ohne etwas. Nicht, ja, es gibt jetzt Hepatitis Z oder Hepatitis irgendetwas. Es gibt. Das Mensch hat Schwierigkeiten mit sich. Ist das nötig zum Beobachten oder die Resultate von seinen Schwierigkeiten im Labor? Stinkende Sachen zum Beobachten und Millionen verlieren darüber und finden wir sowieso immer noch keine richtige Antwort. Und ich sage Sie, wir finden es niemals. Till the time this whole bloody research goes further, these bacteria are going to change their shape. These viruses are going to modify themselves, become resistant, and take another shape. Then what do we do? Mosquitoes have become from this to kilowise. So are all bacteria. Why one ampicillin is being replaced by supra-ampicillin is not that they find it better. They find it doesn't work in many cases. Why not? Disturb the nature and the bodies, the materials of things we are trying to catch. Dynamisch Lebenskraft braucht dynamisch Hilfe. Sich zu korrigieren. Nicht ein Schlag, nicht ein Stoß. Es braucht ein wenig Information, ein wenig eine dynamische Hilfe, dass es weitergeht. Sagt man auch in Potenzierung, wenn wir make Potencies. Sie wissen von diesem Silika, Lycopodium, Sulfur zum Beispiel. In its natural form, in the crude substance when you take, what is the utility of all this? Nothing. Oberflächlich. Seife machen wir damit, ein bisschen Creme machen wir gegen Juckerheit und wenn nicht geht, dann Läuse töten wir auch damit. Aber die gleiche Sulfur, wenn es erreicht zu den Dynamis, wenn die Spirit von Sulfur, spüren wir, was da drin ist. Wie jeder Kristall hat Spirit. Every particle of an element, salt, every drop of echinacea and calendula or chamomilla becomes the greatest healing agents that is. It is only but by losing their bodies. They have to sacrifice their shape and color and smell and taste. They go back into their original form of infusion, the information. Every human every leaf, every mineral, everything has got its intelligence. Like every cell, jede Zelle hat auch eigenen Nucleus, Zentrum. Without this nucleus, you know what will happen to the cell. You know what will happen without the roots taking up the help to a tree. Everything will die. Will the human keep living when the centrum is disturbed? This centrum, Vitalkraft, Lebenskraft, Spirit, Seele, es ist nicht etwas Altes. Don't you think it's alte Mode? It is coming back home. It is from where we all came. Today we laugh about it. It is nothing to laugh because we see it. We use it every day. Ich bin fertig. Was ist fertig? Alles bestätigt normal. Ich bin aber fertig. Ich bin resigniert. Ich fühle mich lustlos. Ich habe keine Wille zum Leben. Wer sagt es? Der Leber. Oder irgendeine dritte Ventrikel im Gehirn. Oder was? It is not so easy and so material as we think. You should start learning English. You see, my lectures are better in English. Good. I feel good. What is the function of this vital force? Function, the working. Function is harmony. Harmonie. Die Deutsche gibt es eine sehr schöne Wort, Gleichgewicht. Wow, wahnsinnig, eine Liebe. Ich habe sehr gerne dieses Wort. Gleichgewicht. In balance. In harmony. Now this harmony, we think we are taking vitamins naturally, imported from America especially. Be-organic, E-organic, U-organic, all good. All kinds of organics we try, harmony does not come if I do not accept them. There is a physical assimilation and there is a spiritual assimilation. Physical assimilation takes place only when the spirit agrees to it. That means what kind of food you eat, what kind of diet you take, you get to be 120 kilo, drinking water only for 3 months. Weight Watchers are also failed now. What is the matter with this person? Body is reacting funny, the endocrine system ist gestört und stimmt etwas nicht mit den Pituitary und auch die Hormone sind gestört. Wow. Haben wir eigentlich gesehen, das Gesicht von diesem Mensch? Sie ist gestört. Alles ist gestört nachher. Deshalb, alles möglich, das sie macht, erreicht nicht zu ihr. Spirit muss es okay machen. Okay, permis. Denn geht, sonst nicht. Wenn die Gedanken so negativ sind, so degeneriert, so gegen Leben sind, Antibiotik. I use this word. Then, how can she react to something on the superficial level of Darm und Kolon und Dreifingerdarm oder Achtfingerdarm oder Leber oder die Galle? Das ist eine Quatscherei. Mensch tötet sich systematisch Selbstmord, Körper bestätigt. Probieren Sie alles. Sie verliert nicht 1 Gramm. Ihr seid, sie spürt eine innere Ruhe, Harmonie. Ein Gleichgewicht. The Gleichgewicht. Like she melts without anything. She may be taking chocolates and cookies and cakes or whatever she likes. She loses. She melts like a candle. Why? Spirit is happy and in harmony. Spirit maintains harmony, is the chief on top. And then all these endocrines and the hormones and the body, when this is vibrant like the sun shines, there can be no problem anywhere. All the harmony between digestion and blood formation, digestion and assimilation will take place normally. This is the main function of life force, to maintain harmony. Kent writes beautiful in the book, harmony is in every form of nature. He was a philosopher. He says, go to the forest and see for yourself. It's a mountain, trees are growing, mountain, there is a harmony. Each plant, each tree gives room to the other. Birds, wind, water flowing, creating a natural music is in harmony. Not the car sound, that is not harmony. That's self-remarque. When everything is in harmony, each rock is set over the other, with covered by earth to give it the shape of a mountain. Icicles hanging from a lake. You see the harmony in them. You see harmony in every work of nature. What is in all these things? Do you think they are dead? They are living beings. Only we humans call them nut. They have the same intelligence and sense, the power of the Almighty as we all have. This whole working, this whole sarkarama which is going on around us, the circus, is in total harmony. So the meaning of life force was to maintain harmony between humans, between nature and human, and to the human in himself and his organs. Let's take the example of an auto. The harmony between the distributor and the carburetor is lost. The harmony between the battery and the ignition is lost. The car doesn't start. Maintaining harmony between one to the other is a must. He writes furthermore, I don't know which type of a Christian he was, but he writes very openly and very crudely, there has been always something, and these spirits will be always recycled and coming back. He defined in his time, as Hahnemann did too, that this spirit is weightless. This vital force cannot be seen in the Roentgen. It flies away. It does not come under the law of gravitation even. It is like a rocket which needs no ignition and boost, which has got the power to disassociate itself whenever it wants. It is a spark from the same Almighty. That's all we can say. Whom it belongs, or it's a lady, or a man, or a mama, or a grandmama, or a child, we don't know. but there is something which we don't know. Definitely we call it God. We call it spirit. We call it something higher, supreme power. And the bodies are the cover, the outside identity of the human, which makes it a complete unit called a man. I am Herr so-and-so, Herr Frau so-and-so. We recognize each other by figures and shapes. That is it. It is not a difficult thing if we want to learn it, if we want to see it. Because is it not astonishing to see? We give somebody a dose of medicine, the same you try a sulfur day 1, day 2, day 3. His itching will stop, but the mental itching not. It does not reach to the dynamis. You give the same 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, he becomes peaceful. What has touched what? A magnetic force has touched each other. They touched and created a kind of harmony in the inside, which reflects on the outside. Diese Mensch ist sehr harmonisch geworden. Mein Kind ist nicht mehr tierlich, Herr Doktor. Schläft auch ruhig. Kann sich auch besser konzentrieren. Wie ist es denn? Hat das Sulfur 50.000 oder 100.000? Hat es einen Körper? Kann man es sehen? Kann man die Gefühle sehen? Kann man die Trauer sehen? Tränen sehen, Trauer sehen? Kann man die Freude sehen? Wie viel zufrieden bin ich, kann man sagen. Ach, so viel zufrieden. Nicht mehr, nicht mehr. Deshalb haben wir diese Puppe außen. Meine Beine, meine Arme, meine Verpackung. Und diese meine hat uns durcheinander gemacht. Die ganze Medizinstudium von A bis Z ist, wenn ich sagen darf, falsch. Aggressiv gegen Nachbar, die Bakterien. Aggressiv gegen Luft, die Pollen. Die Bäume müssen überhaupt nicht diese Pollen in Luft schicken. They must behave now. They should stay in their territory. They were there before when we came here, babies. This is an intolerant, aggressive, childish, kindlish attitude and study of medicine, which will never succeed. You will see to it. Not today, maybe we don't see the results. 3 generations, 2 generations later, people will see the depth of so-called modern medicine, and comes out the sun. The truth that there is only one cure, which is based on law, that there is a spirit which has a verpackung. Honor the spirit. Try to know what's wrong with this spirit. Try to see what's going on in the spirit. Try to see what has disturbed the spirit. Not what bacteria are in his nose and in his lungs. With Lungenentzündung, we begin to pee in the bed. Lungenentzündung. So what? Was losgegangen ist? Was ist passiert, das Lungenentzündung? Was bedeuten Lungen? Atmen. Etwas, was schwach mit diesem Mensch, kam die Lungenentzündung. You see, the study is wrong. That's why we don't think of bryonia. We don't think of pallium carbonicum. We don't think of aconitum antimonium tartaricum. We think of antibiotic. My God. You have to see the action of these drugs. The spiritual drugs, where spirit is bleeding, where spirit is coughing, where spirit is saying, Nishka, Is there not a drama by the life force? Is there not an expression of the inside? Are the lungs breathing and pulsating with their own centrum? Do they have no mommy and papi? Do they have nothing on the top to control and to maintain the rhythm? Then it is a local study of local matter. Matter. But the spirit of the matter, it never reaches. When we are sick, when we get sick, we say we are sick. Means life force was under problems. Seit ich die Stelle gewechselt habe, Doktor, habe ich ständig Heuschnupfen. Wo war diese Luft vorher? Patient is saying 100 times and doctor is busy with the anti-allergics. Imagine it. Because there is no concept of something which is invisible, yet the most important. How is it the treatment of the dumb so difficult who don't speak? How is it the treatment of the behinderte so difficult? How is it the treatment of dogs and cats and children so difficult? Because their expression we do not know fully. And the intelligent people, the people who speak out, is expressed by the life force as a Hexenchuss, as a Krampf, nervoses Darm, as a Ischias, but manifested in its own way, individual way. Individuality is the first chapter of spirituality. That humans are individuals. Respect them as they are. There is a spirit, there is a character, there is a karma, there is an individual tradition of each human, bringing from forefathers, bringing from 10 generations before. There is something that he is carrying on his back, on his head, in his soul. Is it not study of the individuality and the life force and its manifestations? And that is of prime importance. When we are sick, symptoms are the guiding factors. Not, Sie haben Bronchitis, Peptic antibiotic. That every deaf and dumb knows he's got bronchitis. Even an uneducated man will tell you, hey, du hast Schleim here, Qatar. Okay, he is not so polished. But why does he have it? How is he manifesting it? Each human's spirit at each different time is affected by its own affinities, weaknesses, sensibilities. And those are the factors to be studied. Then we don't say homeopathy doesn't work. Because when you know the study of humans, not their end results, not their diseases. Es gibt keine Krankheit. Es gibt kranke Menschen. Es gibt keine Krankheit. Was für Krankheit? Indisposition. An upset state of harmony. Unharmonisch ein Zustand, bestätigt durch verschiedene Symptome. Clever machen was? Uns Angst und die Patienten sowieso mehr. Sie haben, wissen Sie, Cirrhosis von Leber. Sie haben jetzt Niereninsuffizienz. So, was haben wir gemacht? Haben wir etwas dagegen? Nein, liegen Sie hier, machen Dialysis. Wenn nicht klappt, nehmen wir weg. Geben wir give you a kidney from the donkey. Weg. As if it's an auto. as if it's a machine that we can buy a spare part from the shop and fix it. My God, why do they reject it? The life force does not want it. The feelings in that borrowed kidney are against the life force of this particular being. This life force does not belong to him. The kidney this kidney comes from a man who gave his kidney, like in India is going on. Poor people donating kidneys. They donate kidney because they have no money. Because they are poor. They have to marry their daughter off. Now get a kidney of that man and put it in a man who is a very fine, sensitive artist. My God. One is crying for material, one is looking for peace. Is there a study of the spirit? Is this a study of individual? Now blood grouping gates, okay, blood grouping O-R-A-A-B, O-O-R-R-B-B. My God. Such a primitive study, I tell you, and such a primitive methodology, I cannot believe. We think of prolonging life and the suffering of the being by having a secondary kidney, that you suffer more for 5 years before you die. And before you go, you tell us we were the biggest shits. I'm sorry. These are examples from the praxis. Every Beispiel I give you, they stink of anger against it because it's not my anger. Why should I be angry? I haven't swallowed a KB pill since I know myself. I don't care. But these are the patients who come and speak and spit on the table. I wish I could make a recording of them and play it in the hospital for them. They'll love it. So life force is one and the only study, one thing which we study in homeopathy. That's why we say, collect the symptoms of patient. Symptoms are manifested on the body by the vital force. It is not the liver manifesting Geldfarbe. It is the life force telling something first. First disorder coming in the life force, manifested through the organ, on the skin, in the urine, and then we say, it is this. Instead of diagnosing, go to the symptoms. I have stitching pain. Oh, it burns. Oh, it's so heavy feeling. Oh my God, my back is gone. Oh, I have no stool. Oh, I have diarrhea all the time. These are the manifestations of the vital forces language. Good. So you see, it's a totally different world of study. That's why you think Mohinder talks so much about spiritual things. It is a part of our education. Without being spiritual, we can never be healers and medicina. Remember, think of Medicine Buddha. Think of those people who gave Kräuter, herbs, blessings, looking into people's eyes, sending their aura, their healing energies to people to go through. They were healers. Hahnemann too. Not, was für Spritze, was für Impfung, was für bla bla. Das bringt uns nichts. Der Körper stinkt nachher noch mehr.